Here we are looking at net zero again, as if it were the most normal thing in the world, and of course to many, brainwashed by their governments and scientists desperate to hang on to their funding, it is. I wonder how many of you remember what percentage of CO2 is in the atmosphere, or if you really care, because if you did know, a few questions might begin to form in your minds. Recently, I spoke to a large group of 15-year-olds. Were they frightened of climate change, I asked. Yes, some of them said they were. Did they know the answer to the question I posed above? No, but guesses ranged from 40 to 73%, and they were astounded when I told them it was 0.004. They hadn't been told this by their teachers because it makes the manufactured panic a bit more unbelievable, doesn't it? We are actually in a deficiency of CO2 at the moment, which is why the BBC's announcement that we have the highest levels in 2 million years is such an obvious and outrageous piece of propaganda. At the same time, a research paper analysing temperature information from the Vostok Antarctica ice core dataset shows that current century warming has been common throughout the last 400,000 years. The author notes that the Vostok core is a pure record since it is based on a single location in a consistent manner, as opposed to airport runways and glass-clad high-rise buildings. Yet another car manufacturer is cancelling EV production. Why don't people want them? Maybe because they tend to burst into flames and also produce particles which are far worse for our lungs than emissions from combustion engines. 500,000 balsa wood trees are illegally logged in the Amazon every year for use in wind turbine blades, even more than those felled to provide a convenient road for the COP30 delegates. The trees go to China to be mixed with rare earths mined by children in Africa, refined with some of the strongest acids and solvents known, and this is how we protect the planet. And neodymium magnets? 3,000 tons of ore must be refined for each offshore wind turbine, using every foul leaching process you can think of, and this is how we save the planet. Meanwhile, we put fighter planes and bombers into the sky, and no one mentions emissions. But we must pay the price and drive less, cook less, put on more warm clothes, get rid of our wood burners and gas boilers, pay more for energy. The Emperor has no clothes. I'll end with a quote from Professor Richard Lindzen, atmospheric physicist and professor of meteorology at MIT. What we will be leaving our grandchildren is a record of unfathomable silliness, as well as a landscape degraded by rusting wind farms and decaying solar panel arrays. We need pushback, not blind acceptance. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Mrs. Stannard.